StreamYard.
Yeah.
This is a presentation of Northeast Streaming Sports.
Good Wednesday evening, afternoon, because it is afternoon where Bo's at. I keep forgetting to say that all the time because I'm not. My feelings aren't good for Bo right now with the West Coast thing, so I can't.
What are you talking about? It's afternoon here. It's 3.
Yeah, I know, but I usually say good evening instead of afternoon, and it's not evening.
I mean, if you've been day drinking, it's evening.
So day drink, it doesn't matter.
So.
I mean, it's a Wednesday.
Yes, it is a Wednesday. September. Damn, why do I keep saying September? I'm stuck on September.
I wish.
I don't know what it is. What is it? October the 22nd, as a matter of fact. I hope everybody is doing well this afternoon. And I got with me Bo Crouch, James JTrain Martin, and, of course, Keith Engel.
Hello.
And I am BA, your host here. We had basketball start yesterday. Anybody catch any basketball?
In September?
Not since 2005.
Wow. Okay. Woo.
He means a literal catch. Yes.
It hasn't been that bad. Just, again, I figure I'll throw that Sonics dig in there.
Yeah,
that's right. Yeah, you and your Sonics thing going on here.
Yep.
That Houston Oklahoma game is a great game to watch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 125, 124, and 2 overtimes. Pretty good. SGA at 35 points, 5 assists and 5 rebounds. And Sengun for Houston, 39 points, 11 rebounds, and 7 assists. They were balling out there for the first game. The game after that was, of course, the Golden State Warriors taking on the LA Lakers in LA. They won 119-109. That is the Warriors. No LeBron. And, what's his name? How you pronounce his name again?
Luka.
Luka. Yeah, I just call him Luka.
Just call him Luka.
You're broke, James.
Luka. He had 43 points, 12 rebounds, and 9 assists. He did everything he could to keep LA in the game. Unfortunately, nobody else was helping him out too much. Butler had 31 points and 5 rebounds, 4 assists. So, the Golden State's kind of started off where they ended off last season, playing pretty well. Yeah, it's going to be a long season for late. I don't think LeBron's coming back until mid-November, somewhere around there.
6 weeks or so,
I think, right?
Yeah.
6 weeks or so.
That's
sciatica's nothing to play with.
Yeah.
Sciatica sounds like retirement.
Sounds like old people.
That's what I was thinking.
Sounds like old people.
Yeah,
I know from old people.
Well, tonight we have the Pistons taking on Chicago in Chicago, the Cavaliers taking on the Knicks in New York, Brooklyn taking on Charlotte in Charlotte, Miami in Orlando, Toronto and Atlanta, Philadelphia and Boston, and your Pelicans in Memphis, the Washington basketball team at Milwaukee, the LA Clippers at Utah, San Antonio at Dallas, Sacramento at Phoenix, and Minnesota at Portland. A full slate of basketball games for your pleasure.
Nice.
I'm excited to see what Tom Thibodeau can do with the new pieces the Knicks have this year. Oh, wait a minute.
We don't have him.
Oh, wait a minute. That's right. Tom Thibodeau's not here. Jeez. Already I'm
excited about Mike Brown.
Oh, jeez.
Mike Brown.
Preseason
Come
doesn't
on
matter.
down.
His new up-pace tempo offense is not going to fly here with this team. I can tell you right now. He does want Brunson to handle the ball. But the problem is there's nobody else to handle the ball. So we got a lot of problems right now in New York, I think. I'm not.
The Knicks would do better. The Knicks would do better with Mike Lowry.
So, I mean, who you guys got like your preseason favorites for getting into the championship? Just off rip.
OKC repeats.
Care too much. Bo don't really care too much because he don't have a basketball team.
No, honestly, I'm with James here. I think OKC is primed to repeat.
I agree
because of how young that team is.
I will say this about the Knicks: if they want to win a championship or at least get to the championship round, this is the year to do it because next year you've got Tatum back, you've got Halliburton, but you got all everybody's going to be better next year than they are this year in the East, I think. And if the Knicks want to win, this might be the best time, or maybe we'll wait 50 more years and I'll be 115 years old when we win a championship.
I was going to say, I was with you until we were talking about the Knicks. And then I was like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Wow.
I want to have some optimism. At 0-0, I have that.
There you go.
It may sound like it, I guess. But
everybody.
Well, they're going to be missing
at the beginning of the season.
The Knicks are going to be missing a couple players tonight, though. They're going to be missing Josh Hart, Mitch Robinson, and questionable is Karl Anthony Towns.
Again, Mike Brown has already said, and so is the front office, that they're going to, but less emphasis. This is an interesting phrase, by the way. Less emphasis on wins. I think we need to win, right? But he means that in the context of limiting minutes for guys like Hart, who led the NBA in minutes last year, Brunson and Towns. These guys were all up there, which was one of the big knocks on Thibodeau. But again, you can't just play guys. They have to be able to play off the bench if you're going to do that. Knicks did not have that luxury last year, which is why one of the reasons I vehemently had a problem with Thibodeau's departure. He didn't have any options last year. They were going to win games.
I thought he was tempering expectations.
Yeah, well, maybe that's it. Yeah, we're not going to focus on wins. We just want to get in playoffs. So, but you need wins to get in playoffs. Somebody should tell Mike Brown.
Yeah.
Yes. And also tell them that you can't be lateral. You can't be a lateral coach. You got to be the next step up. You're the person that's got to catapult the team past the Eastern Conference Finals that you hadn't been to since 1999.
Yeah, Mike Brown hasn't coached in a place like New York City before either. This isn't Cleveland or Sacramento, I guess. And he did fill in Golden State, right? But that's even San Francisco, I'm going to say, or Oakland, wherever they're playing these days. I think they're playing in Oakland. That's not New York City. And things could get ugly here. They get off to, they've been off to slow starts the last few years, even under Thibodeau. Slow start for Mike Brown is not going to look pretty.
Mike Brown coming to New York would have looked great if it was with a 22-year-old LeBron James that took the Cavaliers to the finals in 2007.
I'd be all for it. I'd be all for that. But when you're like when you're like the sixth choice of the team that you hired again, there's a lot of things that aren't really. Payday will look good for Mike, I guess. That's all I can say for now.
You're adopting the Raptors as your NBA team. Okay.
There you go.
See, Bo, adopt somebody. Adopt an NBA team. There you go.
Meh. Nah,
and Danny just has an affinity for the Knicks, doesn't he? He just doesn't like them at all. Wonder why.
It's not easy being a Knicks fan.
Yeah.
You gotta want to be one.
50 years is a long time, man.
It's been a minute. Yeah.
Well, I have
Afros and bell bottoms were in style when you guys won the championship.
I did have bell bottoms, but
And,
the afro eluded me.
and of course,
Well, my point is saying that the cool dude Walt Frazier was definitely the epitome of afros and bell bottoms.
The big sideburns, everything, you know.
Yes.
And you know, the most enjoyable thing about the Knicks and being a Knicks fan is listening to Walt Frazier do Knicks games. Still at 80 years old, and he's still really good. I mean, he's just like a wordsmith. He's awesome. He's awesome to listen to.
Yeah, well,
maybe not if you want to know what's going on in the game, but Walt's a lot of fun to listen to. You know, make it up.
Yeah, I got positivity toward my Pistons. I mean, they're going to do a little bit better this year. I feel they're going to be in the playoffs. They're going to be one of those teams. So hopefully they get themselves together. Same coach, same everything going on there. So they didn't really have to change much. Except
making
for
the
fact that
playoffs
they
hits
had
different for the NBA though, because 70% of the league goes.
Yeah,
yeah.
Like,
And
oh, you have 35 wins. That's cool. You probably get it. Like,
and you know, I guess to my Nick point, the East is wide open, where the West appears to be. You know, Oklahoma City will repeat definitely. It would take a catastrophe for it not to happen, I would think.
Yep.
Well, those happen.
The East, though, appears. I mean, it looks like there could be a bunch of teams that could contend here, including the Pistons, obviously, because teams are going to get better, teams are going to get worse, and I think it's going to be very interesting. April and May in the East.
Well, how about them Pelicans? What do you think them Pelicans are going to do?
Well, maybe not everybody has a chance.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on now. Hold on. Zion is on Ozempic now, so you know it might be an opportunity for the new and improved Zion. You know, with less gumbo and etouffee in his stomach, he may be able to stay injury free and get those. I mean, I like what they did. I mean, I think they did well in the draft. They did well in the free agency. Let's see, because everybody's pegging the Mavericks to be a potential, you know, opportunity to get to the finals. But I mean, that's a big if.
Yeah.
You got everybody that's on a team got to stay healthy. You got street clothes, Anthony Davis, you know, and Kyrie Irving. That always knees and ankles are swerving. I mean, it's just always these guys never stay healthy. So it's just really
the goal is for them two guys not to be hurt at the same time as often as possible. I think is the goal there.
way to describe it as like the Make-A-Wish team. Like,
Wow.
I mean, Jerry Lewis is having telethons for them all the time, man.
It's pretty impressive for Jerry Lewis, but anyway.
Yes, considering he's no longer here. Yes.
So okay, so the first week of basketball, the first couple of days of basketball, we got to get into, but that's going to carry on. We also have a World Series coming up. Starts on Friday, right?
Yep.
Friday night.
Anybody got any favorites in that?
How can you not like the Dodgers? I mean, geez, it's hard not to like the Dodgers.
The Dodgers are going to win. I'd rather they didn't, but the best team money can buy. It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
You know, look. It's funny. I mean, it's Dave Roberts. I think was well within his rights to say what he said after they wrapped it up about ruining baseball. And they're playing within the rules that are there.
Exactly.
That's all I can say. They paid a luxury tax, and maybe they circumvent the cap a little bit. You know, when they push out payments of $70 million a year for Ohtani to whatever. But, you know, again, the rules are what they are, and they play within the rules, and they found a way to get it done, and God bless them. They're the best team in baseball. And I don't think Toronto's going to give them a race.
I mean, it's not like it's something we haven't seen before. The Yankees bought rings before. Like, it's not – this isn't unprecedented.
100%.
It's what the rules are. So, you know, it's but But anytime there is one of those teams, I'm like, yeah, I hope they lose.
And this is
But
why
it's-
sports
It's been a long.
too. You just got, if you want to win, you need to spend money. And if you don't want to spend money, don't get involved in owning a sports team, right? I mean,
Exactly.
you got to spend money.
Yeah. I mean,
Haven't there been more small market teams win more than these big market teams though? And I mean, like recently more so.
Yeah, recently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also to repeat also is like a hard thing to do as well. I mean, the last time someone repeated was in the 2000. The Yankees, right?
Yeah,
It's been a long time.
But that's exactly it. It's the teams that shell out all the money that do repeat. Like small market teams, they may get lucky once and then it's a wrap. So I think the last small market team to repeat is Toronto, right?
Well, the Royals went to back-to-back. Royals went to back-to-back World Series. They won one and lost one, but they didn't repeat, obviously. But
and also, are we really not giving Guerrero? I mean, a shot, at all? I mean, in the playoffs, he's like maybe number 2 compared to Ohtani, right?
Yeah, I think Toronto is probably going to be. They're going to have a couple of games, right? I think the Dodgers win in 6.
You giving them 6, huh?
That's interesting.
Well, only because Toronto, the bats can come alive, and when they do, they put up runs in bunches. So if they get 1 or 2 of those nights where the bats come alive, they can win.
And you're right, and they do put the ball in play better than most teams, and that puts pressure on the defense. And they could, scrap out a win or 2 here. I can't see a universe where they win this thing though. And I was rooting for your Mariners, by the way. And
I mean, we'd have lost there too. Like, I don't think anybody was going to beat the Dodgers in this scenario, right? Especially because they happen to get everybody healthy just in time for the playoffs.
Time for the playoffs, yeah.
I think the Mariners, quite frankly, because I think, again, and Danny's going to speak up here as soon as I say this, I think the Seattle Mariners pitching staff matches up better with the Dodgers pitching staff than the Blue Jays or pretty much anybody else in baseball.
Yeah, well, I mean, undeniably, Seattle's pitching was probably one of, if not the best in the league. The problem is the bats were wildly inconsistent. And if the Mariners gave up 4 runs, they generally lost. Yeah. And the problem with a team like Toronto or the Dodgers or the Yankees, even when we met up with them, is they can go off in an inning for 4 or 5 runs. And it's like, unfortunately, the offense of the Mariners most of the time just couldn't handle that.
No one on this panel is going to say 7 games. I'm going to be the first to go ahead and say I'm going to say 7. But I take the Dodgers.
Like, I hope it's 7, because then at least it means it was fun, right?
Keeps kissing that.
It's all over, Danny.
And if that's the case, I'm with it.
Well, I'm saying sweep, so I'm saying games.
Okay.
That's just too much power and too much money in that whole organization. It's just. I mean, you got Ohtani, who had 10 strikeouts and 3 home runs in just 1 game. I mean, and yes, it wasn't a World Series, of course, but it was a playoff game nevertheless. Still, I mean, what kind of odds do you have, really? Not too much. You're there.
I mean, he only gets to pitch
got the
1.
plane ticket there.
Yeah.
He only gets to pitch 2, right? So, I mean, they got to figure out.
If they wait till game 4, he's going to get 1. So I don't know what their rotation looks like. I don't know if they wait till game 4 again, though.
There's no way. They're going to give him the opportunity to pitch twice, especially because they swept the last series. Everybody's is rested, so they have the ultimate autonomy on what it is they want to do lineup-wise.
Mm-hmm. Danny knows usually what these rotations are because he told me that Ohtani was pitching game 4 before that series. So maybe he's got some comment here.
It seems like as good as he pitched, you'd want him to pitch at least twice.
Yeah. Problem is, all the other guys pitch great too.
I mean, true.
You know? And I hope there's a recipe in there. I really hope and I said this, I think, Sunday morning, I really hope other organizations are watching that Dave Roberts used the eye test in game 1 and game 2 with his pitchers and just take them out because the little notepad says I'm supposed to. He let him pitch in the 8th and a complete game from Yamamoto, and I want to see more of that.
Yeah, see, this makes sense. Pitch game 3
There you
because then
go.
you have him for game 7.
Game 7, yeah.
Yeah.
Which means he gets 1 start.
I mean,
Yep,
probably
1
true.
start.
But, although based on B, everyone only gets 1 start. So
That's right. 1 start, everybody. That's it. That's it. That's all. Go home. Let's not even have the World Series. Just call it this week and just go home.
man,
We're just there to visit, just there to enjoy, I guess. So from World Series to the NHL, I know we don't give that much of a topic too much because it's the NHL. So there goes your lineup there, Keith.
there you go.
Snow,
There you go.
Ohtani and Glasnow.
So they flipped Glasnow and Ohtani is what they did, yeah.
The NHL, it started quite a while ago. Right now, we kind of got into maybe a week or 2 of it, almost 3 weeks of it.
Yeah, we're 8 games in.
Yeah.
8 games.
So a while ago.
Good.
Yeah.
You're crying out loud, man.
I know it's the early part of the season, so I'm really not going to say too much about surprises that you see so far. I mean, I can say my Red Wings are a surprise, but they do this every season. They start off, like lightning and stuff, and then they fizzle out during the middle of the season, and they're fighting for their life to get in a playoff spot. So what I'm seeing right now, as far as standings is concerned, don't sway me either way. How's your Kraken doing over there, Bo?
So you were asking about surprises. I would say the surprise for the Kraken so far is they've played 7 games, 4 of which have been overtime games, and all 4 of those were in a row. They went to 4 overtime games in a row. They're 2-2, but one of them went to a shootout. It's like, man, can we get some finish? Now they've lost 2 in a row, so I mean that's not helpful. But yeah, going 4 overtime games in a row, that's brutal. In some ways, I'm glad I haven't been approved for my credentials yet, because that would have been a late night every night. I'd have been getting home at like 1.
Well, it's hockey, so you've been all right. Hey, Utah finally got themselves a name. They're no longer the hockey team. They are the Utah Mammoth.
Yes.
Is that a pretty catchy name? You think that's a pretty catchy name for a hockey team? I mean, hey, it's the Mammoth. I mean,
not if you're extinct.
Yeah, right. That's bad. They have a name.
Is that a problem with the Kraken? They never really existed. It's just a myth.
Not only are you extinct, but you're buried way down in the mantle somewhere. I'm like, that is not the name I want for a new franchise team. Or I guess it is what it is.
Well, I saw Danny's comment, and I love the NHL in playoff at playoff time. I do not think the NHL is the most exciting season that we play. There's a lot of teams that make it, similar to the NBA, and I just can't get into hockey that much in October. There's too much else going on. So, and then the NBA's in the same kind of boat for me. It takes me a little while to get set. It's nice to see nice stories like the Red Wings getting off to a hot start. It's interesting the Lightning are off to such a bad start. I think the Lightning might the balloon might be finally busted there. But it's hard to just get into it. It's exciting playoff time. I'll give Danny props there. I mean, it is to me the most exciting playoff sport of all in my mind.
Yeah, no, playoff hockey is great.
It's a live event thing for sure.
It loses out to me for football until football's done.
Yeah.
Right? Like I follow it, but I don't cover it the same way I do football. I'll put it that way.
You'll all have to forgive me. I'm from the South. Not many mirroring images in hockey. Say it again.
You got back-to-back Stanley Cup champions in the South. What are you talking about?
No. I'm just saying I didn't grow up watching hockey. I didn't grow up playing hockey. Not much ice in Louisiana, So, I mean, we're freezing the swamps down there. So,
No more ice than there is in Florida and in California either. But, it is.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's there.
There's plenty of ice in Florida.
For sure.
Oh, wait, that's a different
Wow.
ice.
I know exactly what you meant.
They do say, though, but maybe
Hell, in California, too.
Maybe Florida's not the South, because I always hear that the further south you go in Florida, the more north you are. So
That's true. A lot of retired New Yorkers down there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Not retired from everybody up north is there. Yeah. Kind of like Arizona.
Yep.
It's just placement of northern people.
cab driver told me once in Florida, he said, don't complain about Florida drivers, because the one thing you got to remember about them is they all came from somewhere else.
It's true.
All right. From the rink to the field of college football. We have good games coming up. Well, let me see. I haven't really scanned everything yet. It looks like there's only one.
Hey, wait, get that good prep.
Really ain't.
It's
only
not,
two.
not as good a
Yeah,
card.
it's not a good card. Yeah, I'm just sitting
It's not
here
bad.
scanning
Ole Miss
through here.
and Oklahoma is a pretty big game in the SEC.
Yep. And then you got
Missouri, Vanderbilt.
Missouri and
Good game.
Vanderbilt. Oh,
Yeah.
My Huskies get another crack at a ranked team, so hopefully we can win one of these.
Big game in a group of five area with Memphis and South Florida playing each other. Huge game there, actually. So
It's a great game. Yeah.
Yep. Memphis
Well, you got
unbelievably lost last week. In that game?
Yeah.
Miami. We can talk about Miami if you want. They throw a stinker in there every year. Memphis, South Florida. I like South Florida to win that game. I think South Florida is much better after Memphis. And Memphis coming off a bad loss to UAB last week. So I like South Florida. I think they're the front runner right now in that group of five easily. Oh, they're the only one ranked right now. But don't count out Navy, Brian. Don't count out Navy.
Oh, yeah. Navy's playing Florida Atlantic.
Right now, it looks like the winner of the American will get that bid because UNLV got just destroyed last week by Boise. So really, all the contenders are in the American until further notice.
They got a pretty good schedule coming up, too.
Notre Dame will be in the playoff if they win out. They have to win out.
They got a favorable schedule. Yeah,
They win out, they're in. If they don't, they won't. It's pretty simple for them.
And then the Michigan Wolverines are playing at Michigan State this weekend. Well, that'll be interesting.
That will be an interesting game. It'll depend on which game goes up.
I mean, their defense is always going to show up. It's just I don't know how much they're going to let the offense be the offense. You know what I'm saying? I don't like their offensive coordinator. I just don't. It's like he ties Bryce Underwood's hands together most of the game, and then he's lately let Bryce Underwood do Bryce Underwood things now. So he's getting out there and doing them, but it's like, dude, I don't know whether you're not trying to show stuff or I don't know. I don't know what's going on with that whole situation, but it's frustrating. Yeah.
So I have a question. I know we're not talking. I mean, not about this game. I'm sorry, it's off subject. It's another game that I'm really clamoring. I didn't know B if you would bring it up, but it's the UCLA versus Indiana game. That's going to be an interesting game. I mean, if you look at UCLA
playing better
ever since they fired the coach, they have turned a new leaf. I mean, it flipped the coin. So, is that a trap game for Indiana?
They're going to have to show up.
Where is that game?
It's in Indiana.
Yeah, they're not going to lose that game.
Yeah,
they won't. If UCLA will.
Cignetti's not going to be in that. He's not going to let them lose that game.
Yeah, I think Kirk Cignetti. Again, you see now he gets his extension. He's been one of the most underrated coaches in the country, who's now going to become an overrated coach, obviously, because that's the way things work.
Yep.
Sorry,
But he's not going to let this team lose here. If this game was in UCLA, I might give them, a 2% chance of winning this game, but I don't think there's any chance. They're playing better ball, though. Kudos to your guys, the interim right there, right, James?
Tim Skipper, yeah. Tim Skipper Dream.
Done a great job since is it 3 or 4 in a row?
They're 3 in a row.
3 in a row? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. But they lost 4 initially with the under Deshaun Foster. Yeah.
Kudos to him.
And Danny, I agree with you, but it's intriguing. It's still intriguing just by the the optics of what happened. And so I just thought it might be intriguing.
The win probability is 5%.
Yeah. I'm surprised it's that high, quite frankly. But
what was speaking of frankly, yes, what was the win probability with James against Penn State? UCLA.
0.
Yeah.
Right. So stranger things have happened, is what I'm saying. So it's a possibility. But I'm with Danny. I'm with you. I think that Indiana's going to win.
Yeah, I think they're going to cover that 25.5 too. Indiana's playing at a level right now. I just don't see them losing that game at all.
Your team, James, get to be a spoiler this week, maybe with A&M going in there. That could be an interesting game this weekend. Brian Kelly starting to feel some heat.
Yes, and I'm glad he is. But I would say LSU's defense is a favorable matchup against Marcel Reed. I liked the way we play defense in our secondary, but the only problem with LSU's defense is that they have not been really good against dual threat quarterbacks, and Marcel Reed is just that. And so I think that we have an opportunity, but and especially at home in Death Valley, I'm just not certain that they're going to do it. I don't have the confidence right now, considering the offensive line has been shaky as well, and the run game has been little to it's like pedestrian. So, and they got it. Ultimately, they're putting everybody in the back because they don't trust the run game. They're putting everybody in the secondary and just saying beat us that way, because we can put 4 in the front and still get you to your quarterback, or 3. And so
this has been a hellish run for LSU with schedule wise. They still got who they got. Don't they have Alabama next week? Who they got next week? Alabama. Yeah.
Thanks for reminding me. Yeah. Thanks for reminding me, Keith. I appreciate it.
Tough run for LSU.
And good evening, Linda.
You're welcome.
Good evening, Miss Linda.
BYU and Iowa State.
Do you think they act again? These big buyouts are going to end up going away towards something more performance driven. I think at some point it's going to take one really strong AD to make this happen. But do they have the stomach to pay him whatever it's going to take? It's got to be $60 million probably to go away.
But probably so, because did you just read the article about Nick Saban being a little bit upset, I guess, or whatever, about the high profile coach firing? But I really got to take that with a grain of salt. Again, Nick Saban, to me, he left because of NIL. This is the guy that dominated college football, and I'm not mad at the player. Don't hate the player, hate the game. Nick Saban, if you can win and dominate college football, you have multiple 5-star players at each position so if somebody falls out, you got another guy taking his place that's like a dominant player. So that's the way Nick Saban was able to dominate. But when NIL came in, it changed the game, and he couldn't do that anymore. And so he just quietly just walked away, right after that. And now he's upset. He's the spokesperson for anybody getting fired, or speaking against NIL.
He said this. He didn't quietly walk away. He pretty much said why I'm getting out of the game, because
exactly.
The transfer portal and the NIL. He does want to recruit his players every year.
Yeah,
so
that's understandable,
right?
Yeah. I just love all these rumors that go along here.
What do we got here?
Nick Saban ain't going nowhere.
Nick Saban.
What's this right here?
Coaching.
Yeah, he ain't. What do you think about this question here? Indiana's got a favorable schedule too. So.
They do. I think they both win out, quite frankly.
Yep.
I don't think there's any. Yeah, I don't think there's an either or here. What's more likely? I guess Indiana could lose at Penn State. I guess, but I don't think that'll happen.
No,
I don't think they got anybody else that's even will give them a run. They'll be heavily favored in every game. So will Notre Dame. Actually, you know what?
Of course.
Navy.
I totally agree with that.
Navy might give Notre Dame a game. It'll be interesting to see if they can keep that close with their specific brand of football.
Yeah, I mean that's always the thing that throws people off, right? Is the way that those schools play. You know, any of the academy schools, they play a different brand of offense.
Ooh, this one is a hard one here, Brett, because they do have to play OSU at the end of the season again. But they do play them at home, so that's a good thing for them. And OSU has a problem stopping the Michigan running game. But see, Michigan really don't have the greatest. Well, I mean, it's okay in a Big Ten, but I don't know about the rest of the nation. I think they're pretty mid, to tell you the truth. So I hope they beat them again because, I can't stand Ohio State. But anyway.
I think they're winning out. I think they repeat. So there you go.
Who are we talking about here?
Michigan?
No, Ohio State.
Ohio State.
I thought you were saying Michigan and being sarcastic.
No. That's why I should have said I think they repeat. I think they went out. I really do. They're that good.
Yeah, maybe. They were that good last year, too.
I didn't expect you to. Well, they won the national championship last year.
I mean, still didn't beat Michigan, though.
They could still lose on this year and still win the national championship. That would be very interesting. If he loses his fifth in a row and repeats, there'll still be people in Ohio State that say he's got to go.
It's going to be a team that can run the ball that can beat Ohio State because Ohio State is not good against the run.
Yeah,
no, they're not.
They're like Jay, to answer your question, it's fine. Honestly, I think whoever was coming from the AL side was probably going to fall victim to, to the Dodgers. I did get to go to one of the ALCS games, so I mean, that was cool. I had to make sure I made it to one since it could be another 25 years before they get back. But yeah, I mean, ultimately, it is what it is. It's a shortcoming of that team we watched happening for the last few months. So it was, is their run production going to be there? And if you look at any of the series, anytime the opposing team scored a lot, it was a wrap. They didn't have an answer for it. So if they could keep them below 4 runs, they'd win. As soon as there's above 4 runs, they typically lose. So with how good the bats were, them falling in that series, it wasn't the biggest shock ever. For them to fall in that series after taking a 2-0 lead was a little bit of a shock. But, yeah. Got to go to a game, so it was fun.
Yeah, there you go. See? I'm sorry, Bo. I was really disappointed it didn't go, to tell you the truth. I was, because I really was rooting for them.
Well, I mean, I'm disappointed for sure. I mean, at the end of the day, we're still the only team to never make it to a World Series. Yeah. So, I mean, it would have been cool to go, but I just don't know. I was
trying to get that juju so that if they went to the World Series, I could put that juju on the line so they can go to the Super Bowl.
Yes. Yeah, no, I mean, at the end of the day, though, I don't know that anybody was going to fare well against the juggernauts of the Dodgers. So, I mean, yeah, cool, you could have got there, but if you get swept in it, I don't know if that feels any better either.
It could be like the Minnesota Vikings or the Buffalo Bills and say, hey, we've been there.
I mean, yeah, the Bills 4 times in a row, could have been 5, right? I mean, they made it to the playoffs the year prior too. So, I mean, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that's the way you want to go down. I mean, it's the joke I always make about my Seahawks, right? They're so focused on the number 12 that we had to go 1 and 2 in Super Bowls. It's yeah, the 1 win's nice, but the 2 losses are kind of rough.
Yeah, speaking of the Bills, it's not usually a good thing, Brian, when they make it 30 for 30 for you. That's usually
yeah,
it's not a great thing. It's not great.
trying to figure out how he made a 30 and 30
for
for
30. It's
Minnesota
either
yet.
really good or bad. Like there's no gray area.
Yeah. I did
there is
too.
something coming up for Minnesota, actually, docu series, I think, on Netflix.
For the 4 Super Bowls?
Something about that era, I believe. Yeah.
I mean, that team was amazing. Like
Yeah.
that Bills team was unbelievable.
Mm-hmm.
And John, yes, the Brewers versus Seattle would have been a cool series because it's a team that had never won versus a team that's never been. You'd have got a first-time winner no matter what. Like that would have been a cool matchup.
Yeah. Too bad they don't cheat for the major leagues like they do for NFL. But anyway, we're going to segue into that.
Let me get
So we got Bo's.
Get your tinfoil hat ready for the segment.
Right. Before we get too far into that, let me duck out so that I don't get blacklisted from ever getting credentialed for the NFL.
Well, you don't have to agree with everything, Bo.
That's
So
right. The views of this show may not directly correlate.
Exactly. So we have Bo's top 10 this week here. 1 through 10, Colts, Lions, Buccaneers, Eagles, Bills, 49ers, Seahawks, Rams, Packers, and Steelers, which the 4 Packers will be playing the Steelers this week. That'll be an interesting game.
The Steelers there was a very interchangeable piece. Like it could have been any number of teams because there's plenty of teams that could have been there. The Patriots could have been there. The Jags could have been there. That 10th spot is sort of a fungible location because every team that's there has a bad beat, right? So it's so that one really could have been any number of teams right there. Green Bay I have back on my list this week. Not a confident slate either, but the Tide does kind of have them a little further than some of these other teams. But the Colts, I mean, as much as I don't want to believe in this team, they're 6-1, and they could have been 7-0.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. To those Rams, they could have beat them.
Yeah, and I mean, the NFC West there, I didn't have any movement there because they also didn't have any movement. Everybody won.
Yeah.
And the Colts are doing this without some key players on their defense.
Yep.
So, I heard in the beginning a lot of people give me flack about the Colts not having an offensive line, and they found a way to do this. So you gotta just look at coaching, coach, and the running back, man. I mean, it's just wow. They are probably the best offense to me right now in football, next to the Lions. I think the Lions are probably just as good, if not better.
Yeah, I kind of understand him not putting the Chiefs in the top 10. I mean, yeah, they had a good game against the Lions at home, but then they played the Vegas Raiders. Come on, and they creamed them. I mean,
the thing is will they get back in this conversation? Of course
they will.
Right. This changes week to week. But, they didn't start out the season particularly well. They had a lot of injuries or, a suspension as well. Mm-hmm. Now everybody's back. So now we have the next couple of weeks to see, do they just return to form because their division decided not to hold them down. Right. So.
Yeah, I agree with Dan. I agree with Danny. With them getting healthy, they're going to be in the top. He thinks the best in football. It's going to take some to get there, but they're a top 5 team once they have everything clicking again.
Yeah, and I fully expect them to be back there. But as it sits today,
yeah.
But yeah,
I do see somebody that is missing off of here that I would feel that should be in the top 10. There is New England.
Well, that's what I said. They would have been in that 10th spot there. That's that. There's any number of teams that are just kind of hovering in that spot.
I can see the bad loss to the Steelers, number 1. And number 2, going to our conversation that I kind of stayed out of the other day with Sonia and the Carolina's record, winning their wins and the record of those teams. The Patriots got to fit in that bucket as well. So
yeah,
their winning record, the record of the teams they've beaten is not top notch right yet.
Yeah.
Except for the Bills.
Yeah, because they did destroy Atlanta at home, but that's where most of their wins have been coming from. And I mean, the Jets, poor Jets.
I like the
all I
Seahawks
gotta
team
say.
I like both Seahawks.
Yeah,
teams.
I do see. Yeah, the Seahawks.
Yeah.
They're impressive.
Yeah,
They're
I like the way they
impressive
get it done.
5-2.
So,
Yeah.
But
you know what's crazy about the Hawks is how badly they played on Monday night to still get that win, because that defense, despite having a lot of guys that are still injured and out, were really flying around.
Yeah.
Because when the offense turns the ball over 4 times and you still win, is not supposed to happen.
I
was an oddly worded question. Who's the
blame? Yeah.
What?
Who's to
Being
blame
this
for
good?
that?
I'm just gonna say it's a combination. It's a combination of almost all those things there. But I definitely attribute it to coaching, though. I mean, it matters. I mean, look at Sam Darnold, and when he went to the Vikings, I mean, obviously he still had some limitations. I mean, it showed at the end of the season. But same thing with Darnold. I mean, Darnold probably shouldn't have been drafted 6th overall, regardless. Even the way he's playing right now, he has a legitimate, like, every position is like great player. I mean, you got wideouts here, wideouts to the right of me, and a running back in the backfield, and tight end. A rookie tight end that's doing well as well. I just think that he's in a good situation. He's just in a good situation, and kudos to him and the offense and the way they're playing. I just hope they continue to keep it up. What I want to say though, I respect you, Bo, for putting San Francisco in that mix and then putting them ahead of Seattle, because they definitely have been injury riddled and still found ways to win against really quality good teams. So they should be there.
That's why they're ahead of them, is they're finding ways to win in spite of the fact that nobody's playing.
It shows you how good McCaffrey is too. When he's healthy, he's to me, he's still the best player in football when he's healthy. You saw it this week.
Yeah,
he did everything. But is he going to stay healthy for 17 games? I don't know.
And Shanahan makes sure his team's prepared. He's just one of the best coaches in football, and he has been for the past few years.
And Mac Jones is another example of that. Some quarterbacks who aren't, when you're not Tom Brady, right, or Peyton Manning, you need the right situation and the right coach. Maybe situation is the same thing, probably.
Well,
and showing with Mac Jones as well as Daniel Jones. So
bad luck, Jai. I think it's bad luck. It's just, it happens, man. Trust me, as a Saints fan, we just lost our center. He gets hurt every year. He's like a Pro Bowl center. So we're already having a bad season. So that's just puts, I wanted to say a bad word. I can't say it. Yeah.
Now, when it comes to the Niners, the guy that probably doesn't get enough credit in that is John Lynch. His ability to get talent on that team is amazing, because every time they have to dump somebody, they find some diamond in the rough somehow to fill in that spot. And you're just like, oh, they didn't skip a beat here. So, I mean, John Lynch's ability to reload that team from a Seahawks standpoint is super frustrating. But from a football fan, you're just like, hey, it's really impressive.
Yeah.
And then he doesn't double down on bad decisions. When they realize a guy didn't hit, they're out.
Let's not be mean.
No, it's okay. You can say that. I mean, I grew up there with paper bags, So I mean, it was more paper bag seasons than it was, wins and championships. I mean, but it's okay, man. We're on our way. You got to go through the mud to grow, So we're going through the mud right now. That's just what it is.
Hey, I remember the Seahawks having a 2-14 season. Like I remember those. Like they are terrible. So when you have a good season, you're just like, okay, like here we go. And that's why I always laugh when people are like, oh yeah, I'd rather never be middling. It's like, well, I mean, I get it if you're talking about a draft pick, but I prefer to be competitive, because I lived through some rough seasons where you're just like, I take a 9-7 season. Like that's cool.
I get it, because with what the Patriots did, right? I've taken a lot of grief about all the stuff that went on during those 20 years, but I also bled like everybody else and sat through as a season ticket holder, a 1-15 season in 1989 and some horrible seasons. We went to a Super Bowl in the 80s, but they were head 3-0, and that was the end of that. We won't even talk about the rest of that game. But again, you suffer. You do have to suffer growing pains to get there.
You guys, in fact, were the team that stood in our way.
Violins, Keith, violins. Anyway.
So Keith's team was the team that kept us out of having the number 1 overall pick in 92. They also went 2-14.
We got Rick Meyer. You got Drew Bledsoe. How'd that work out?
It's nice. Good times.
If it makes you feel better, Bill Parcells liked Rick Meyer a lot, and they had to talk him out of it. So,
well,
Danny, it's hard to get out of quicksand when you got cinder blocks for feet. So it's just, but that's okay. We're gonna get there, man. And speaking of which, Danny did mention something earlier about me picking my Saints. You know, I'm gonna pick them again against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. How you like them, Apple, sir?
Every week.
I like
always pick your team. I don't know how anybody can call themselves a fan and pick against your team.
I mean, and to be fair to the Saints, they've been competitive against good teams. And the only blowout they had was against the Seahawks.
You can think they're going to lose, but I wouldn't pick against them ever.
So it's funny. I guess it depends on what it is you're doing. Because, like, for me, my pick'em show, I have to give you a good pick. And my team isn't always a good pick.
Yeah, well, that's hard though. I'd stay away from it. I would stay
So, I mean, the thing is because that show is a betting style show, I have to not try and hose my watchers.
You can do what Kirk Herbstreit does on game day. He doesn't talk about the game he's announcing. So you do the same thing. It's your team, and you just leave them out of the mix.
So
that's what I would
pick
do.
Whether it's for him or against it. But as soon as my game starts, I am a fan of my team. I'm not I'm rooting for my pick to be wrong.
To lose. Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, that's my hedging my bet, right? It's like I picked them because it's the smart play. I want my pick to be wrong.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. When it comes to money, betting, yeah.
Right. Now, well, I will say this: Tampa Bay has a lot of injuries. And, I know we lost a running back, we lost a center, which matters. But Tampa Bay lost a lot of players, including Mike Evans. He's out for the season, I think, with a clavicle. Yeah.
He's done.
So, and we're at home. So
coming back, and Urban's not coming back this week either. So, they already put. No,
it'll actually be a far more competitive game than you would have thought.
Mm-hmm.
And Jay, this is exactly why I don't play fantasy. Because I never want to root a player to beat up on my team.
I've never done that either.
Yeah, I played one time, and I was like, "Yeah, not doing it." Plus, it takes a lot of time. I don't know how people have that much time on their hands.
I can't even hedge bets. When it comes to betting, I can't hedge either. And Danny, I had that comes down to last year. I had a future bet on Notre Dame to win the national championship. Would have won $7,500 for basically $100 bet because I got another $200 or $300 free. So him and another guy who follows my show were telling me, hedge your bet and bet on Ohio State to win the game. And I'm like, no, I can't do that. I'm all or nothing. I can't do that. It's not my nature. Not my nature.
Yeah.
Especially if it's like some of the in-game betting, right?
I didn't say it's smart either. You notice I didn't say smart. I said it's in my nature, not that it was smart.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm in 3 fantasy. See, I have the opposite effect of that situation too, because I don't when I draft, unless the team is unless the player is really good, and unfortunately, I do have a lot of lines, players that are good on that team. So if I get to that point, like I always try to get Amon St. Brown because he's good for the point stature.
Sure.
I don't care if in fantasy you can't care if a team wins or loses because that's not what it's about. It's about the points they get. So it's people have they pick, oh well, he's going to do good because they're going to win, but that doesn't necessarily mean they're going to get points in that game either. So
No, you used to always want to take Stafford or Cousins when it was Washington and the Lions because neither one of them were going to win games. Like you knew that wasn't going to happen, but they were going to be absolute stat monsters, putting up 4,500 yards a year.
Oh yeah. Speaking of stat monsters, there's one stat monster we ain't gonna have to worry about. Well, we didn't have to worry about in Miami's game because he got pulled for Ewers, and that was Mr. Tua Tagovailoa.
I mean, he's putting up the wrong kind of stats.
Yeah, he's putting up the wrong kind of stats, and here we are. Here he is trying to explain this. Actually,
that was a wild comment. That I turned the ball over in bunches. That's crazy. Definitely not happy, not proud of where I'm at with my play, with how I've gone about things this.
So the going about things, this is probably the worst part than just how bad he's played, is he's been pointing the fingers at everybody but himself.
Right.
So he's like, oh, it's the leader's fault, which was the wild statement, really, because when you think about it, he was talking about player-only meetings.
Somebody stick a mirror in front of that guy.
The guys with the C's on their jerseys, there's the one that makes sure everybody there. I'm pretty sure he's supposed to be one of those dudes, yeah?
Speaking of Fields, yeah. Goodness.
Yeah.
So,
well, at least he's taking his responsibility for his play.
Yeah.
Also,
but I mean, you don't want your guy just like shrugging things off and just, I mean, being nonchalant about the situation. I mean, just put Tyrod. Yeah, I guess. Let's back to the drawing board.
Well, he knows he's one and done there, so what's he care, right?
He might be one and done career
in the league.
Maybe.
Yes,
go. You're right. I was a backer. I thought he might turn a corner here. Quite frankly,
so did I.
Very disappointed in this play.
No one more disappointed than Jack Hirsch.
Yeah, and me to have faith in Ohio State QBs. I don't know what's going on with me because I had the same. I was looking forward to C.J. Stroud last year. And I was like, well, one of these Ohio State QBs is going to work out in this league. One of them is.
I mean, he had a good rookie campaign, though.
Yeah.
They're none of them are
Justin Fields started out pretty good, but I mean, he was on a team that had no destination. He got drafted, and that was Chicago. So, whatever the case may be. Let's see. We got Flacco. Speaking of quarterbacks burying people, how about this one?
I think I told you earlier when I got here, if you can't throw to guys, if you can't get on the same page with those kind of guys, then, what are you doing? They're pretty special. So they're, you can kind of read their body language and they get open. So it's easier to throw.
So apparently Browning just taken a stray indirectly there.
Is he still alive or is he dead?
Right.
Because he got shrapnel right directly to the head.
Yeah, that was.
He has the appropriate name because he just got crapped all over the place on.
Exactly. And it's funny because that wasn't even Flacco's intent there, right?
No.
Like that was an accidental burying because he was trying to say how good that Higgins and Chase are, but instead it was just like, how could you not hit these guys?
Unintentional stray.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. Flacco's he's a pretty straight shooter. So I think he may have just gave it to him like, okay, I don't know what you were doing here, but there's a reason they brought me in. So
yeah, I mean the way the question lined up was, how was it you guys are on the same page so quickly? That was kind of the thing. And he's just like, I don't know how you could not be. And then, again, that's where it's that indirect, just like gut punch. And you're like, man, the indirect ones are always the best ones. Let's be honest.
Oh my goodness.
I don't know. Flacco is old, so you never know.
True. Yeah. I mean,
that could have just been something. Sorry. You know what? That was not cool either because I really.
Now I feel like I got some shrapnel in the head.
Almost shot at Pete there.
I'm going to start wearing a helmet to this show.
Kevlar. Put some Kevlar on, sir.
And he's old in football years. He's not old in
dog years.
But yeah. Anyway, that will be the conclusion of our show. Yeah, light years. That'll be conclusion to this show today. Everybody have a great evening. Catch Keith in just a moment. He's going to be on his show tonight, as well as Friday coming up. Friday with the fellas. Then the debate show on Saturday, the big football show on Sunday, and of course, Bo has his show every day at 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and that's 10 Pacific for you guys out there.
Other way.
Other way. Yeah.
The world spins the other direction, but
yeah, there you go.
And Keith, don't stay up too late on your show tonight. I mean, you got to get tucked in and go to bed.
I do. I actually have to. I promised Robert Butler I'd come on at 8:30 too, so I got to stay on at 9.
Lord.
That's right. So, you got to get to bed early. The mall's not going to walk itself.
I got to sleep tomorrow.
On that note, everybody have a good evening.